Hey there, happy Sunday. I posted a video on Facebook about Big Pharma makes healthy people sick. And I didn't know what it was going to be about, but they really went into antidepressants. And I noticed we had rains recently and a lot of people started complaining of sore throats and stuff like that. And it all seemed to coincide. And the reason why I say this is because in Hawaii, I was exposed to the video, What in the World Are They Spraying? And I said, what the fuck's going on? And I was confused and had just moved to Hawaii, and they focused on Hawaii and Arizona, the two places I've been from, about being sprayed with chemtrails. And as a flight attendant, I'm, used to contrails where they dissipate in like a few seconds. Chemtrails just like, psh, you see them sprayed, and then next thing you know, the whole sky is covered. And a lot of times it brings weather. It seems to. And so I wasn't awake yet. I wasn't telepathic. I hadn't gone to Peru. I hadn't been open to the universe yet, but I was slowly opening up. And I started organizing screenings for What in the World Were They Spraying? And then Who in the World is Spraying and Why in the World is Spraying was a third film that was going to come out that didn't come out yet. One guy said that he lived in Haiku. His business was in Lahaina. He had a store, and when I was passing out flyers with my friend Bonnie, he said he was out in his backyard on his property, a couple acres, and he saw a low-flying aircraft, and then followed by a Black Hawk helicopter. And he saw stuff is being coming out of it. It's being sprayed, and he ingested it, and he got deathly ill for like 2 weeks. He couldn't go to work. He was so sick he couldn't get out of bed. He almost died. And people were also reporting big droplets of this goo that was ending up on their cars. They were ingesting it, getting sick. And then it was also reported that there were major things in it like lithium, Valium, antidepressants to keep us in an aware, stupid. So people are really getting freaked out over this because, as scientists, my thumb look weird. As scientists, they, I need a holder. They always want you to know that, I'll do that. I don't need the fucking charger. Okay. Science always, wants to have their credentials there and tell you, exactly what's in the stuff. And then we'll get to, well, where is it coming from, why, and all this stuff. And the director of this movie is really cool, Michael Murphy. And we had 3 screenings, and sometimes it was like preaching to the choir. The same people that would show up, they were there for the free food or free snacks. The hippies. And some people get pissed off. And then you're like, fuck you. And they're like, fuck you. And you're like, fuck you. And you're like, get your head out of the sand. It turns to words. And then it came alongside with meeting David Icke, seeing him at talk in Maui. Of all people, David Icke did a big fucking talk on Maui. And my friend Bonnie, right before, I was like, what the fuck's going on with these chemtrails? I put an article in the paper, and she read it, and she goes, and she friended me on Facebook, and that's how we connected. She goes, have you heard of David Icke? He's coming to Maui. He's going to do a big talk. Connect the dots, And so we went. And it was coinciding with those screenings, and then I met Michael, and then Earth Day is 4/20 on Maui Earth Day, 4/20. It's also somebody very special's birthday coming up. A little girl. And so Earth Day has interesting stuff, from vegan stuff to hippies doing music to one year I went after waking up, they were singing a really nasty song about mother, and they were turning into demons in that one tent you go into where they do music, and it was all geared towards me, my universe. They're pissed off at me directly. I'm gonna fucking drink a Budweiser on camera. This isn't chatterbait. And so I posted this online because before all this download happened to me and Hawaii and all that, I was like, what the fuck are these pills people are taking? They're my employees, and they're mentioning a pill. It's on these pills. And then I got these books. They're big books written by these people, former doctors and stuff. And they were these are super fucking dangerous, these antidepressants. And I was reading it, and I go, this sounds like my fucking mom. They were saying the side effects of them, and I go, it sounds like my mom. And I called her, and I go, are you on this? And she goes, I am. And I go, what? And she goes, yep. 10 years I've been on it. And so it was Paxil. And they gave it to her. She was going through seeing a counselor. And they're connected to psychiatrists. And who put people on medication and pills. And so, side effect is a stroke. And she had a stroke, all right. It was right before she was going to start nursing school. Her books were still in the trunk, and she had it at work. We weren't there. And then she had others later on in her life. So, she's in a weird area of the universe called voodoo. And it's reflective, so she thinks I'm doing black magic. And she always associates it with me going to Peru, but she's in the land of voodoo, so it's reflective. She says the weirdest stuff to me online, on my text message, and other members too, and people she knows, And unfortunately, she has had healthcare workers in her home, like my mother-in-law, and they kept making us not connect in. I love my mother-in-law. She's awesome. I love my mom. And they kept making us, they were roadblocks were being put up for us being together. And my mother-in-law was attached to an inheritance that she didn't have access to, so. Money, unfortunately, is really a terrible cause. And these areas where you're getting put on antidepressants and stuff are very real. So stay away from doctors, appointments, psych warfare. I had to heal myself from not mental disabilities, but physical. I was suffering lockjaw. I'd go hiking and I'd start freezing up, my body. I couldn't move. I was and to me it was heavy metal poisoning. That's another thing they kept saying was in the chemtrails was heavy metals. Major heavy metals. And so they're don't drink anything out of an aluminum can. You turn to glass. I like drinking out of glass. It's nice. But when you have the perception that that's all that works, that's all that works. So you have to open that box once again, that Pandora box you're in, and know that no matter what you're ingesting, this and that, it's not going to harm you. I love this guy's totally translating right there. So I said, I could drive that. It's a little mini bike. I want a Vespa. I say Vespa. So we all started feeling a little sick the other day. The rain started 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and it was like, I'm a little higher altitude, and it wasn't pouring rain. It was more like a cloud settled on us and wetted us. And then later in the afternoon is when the rain happened. And it was getting chilly. And I was feeling a sore throat. And I like to sit there and do energy work and get rid of it, because energy goes where focus goes. So this is really easy, okay? You know, people are like, what are you thinking? I hate that question, you know. I'm like, well, I don't know. Life, this and that, you know. And so it's more like we're at the area where you daydream. You start daydreaming, going off into these different areas. You realize this picture is really opening up in a big way, like from playing outside to, wow, the mountains are so cool. I'm just like taking it all in, but I'm not staring. I'm letting this area open up. It's your third eye. It's like a pineapple. It's shaped like that, like an upside down heart. But the twin is there, so the heart is like that too. You see that a lot when you go to see those trance concerts. So like Tomorrowland has the best stuff online. They have a mix you can look at, the best of Tomorrowland 2024. It's fucking awesome. I don't have donations. I'm getting other things, and I have food stamps. I have plenty of food. I got my beer and Diet Coke. Bought some chips and hummus. I'm way better than a lot of people out there, including people I know very close to me. So I focused on this fucking sore throat. When I started getting, I'm like, oh, I hate this. There's a lot of things attached to the sore throat. It's not just like a sore throat. We're keeping stuff in our memory we don't want kept in, as far as the tragedy and the people that are dead, because they're not. Everybody's resurrecting, and they're waiting in this gravitational pull, you know, money and greed. And we're fighting former versions of ourselves when we wake up. And a lot of things are happening because of the ad bots in us, you know, fighting for position, the patents. Who owns what? I own this. You own copyrighted. Well, we're all connected here. Maybe we're all Beyonce. Maybe we're all Patrice. Maybe we're all St. Timothy. Meaning we're all collective. So Beyonce and Patrice and Timothy are not guilty of anything, any wrongdoing. You know, they're like, people are getting hurt at her concerts. I'm getting hurt because I'm sitting next to Patrice. I'm getting hurt because he did stuff to me. You know, so we're stopping right there. That knife edge is going in, and that point of consciousness is saying, you're guilty. And you don't realize your thoughts are connected to other thoughts. So we can sit here and say, kill him, shoot him, fuck him up, shoot him. They're doing that, shoot him. We're all connected to them, though. We can't do that. We can do things different. Think outside the box. Let's open up this Pandora box again. Kind of over those thoughts. I'm going to move on to this area now. Just keep opening a big picture. So I got rid of my sore throat. I don't have a sore throat anymore. I'm my own boss, and I like it. There's some real challenges out there in life, evoking like people you've met or know or family members, and keep rising above and making sure you're safe. You have what you need to shift your consciousness too, in a good way. Bring them out of their shells, right? So musicals are really important in life, and so on. I'm going to wrap this up, and just know that people are to be guarded. They're really traumatized and evoking as news articles now and so on. And they keep bringing up the same shit. Alright, the repeaters. They become a big repeater on us. It's a big area that has to be healed. So we need light workers. It pay sucks. Get your benefits where you can. Talk to people that know how to do it. Be careful though. But we're all connected and they want to clock in with you. Alright, peace out. I'm going to get a bite to eat.